Everyone, so when I literally ran into WH Smith's last minute to pick up a magazine which had the free Ranger stamps and like these stencils, and as I was queuing up to pay for my magazines that I picked up, this caught my eye, and I literally had like seconds to flick through it and decide there and then whether or not to get it. And like a lot of these magazines and books that come out on mindfulness, they're all samey. That's how I feel about them, and the questions inside aren't very penetrating or deep. And sorry, I'm looking at my phone. My thing broke and just trying to balance it. There you go. It's a bit better, I think. Okay, so a lot of them I feel aren't value for money. They're all the same, they're all cliche, and they're quite, a lot of the magazines are quite bulky in size, and or too thin, and they're just not worth the money, I feel anyway. And I feel as well, and I'm really sorry, but I feel a lot of them, not a lot of thought has gone behind the questions that are asked, which is probably why I don't feel that there's much depth to it. But when I saw this, the cover immediately grabbed my attention. It initially looked like a book, and then I saw a journal on the front, an interactive journal. It cost $9.99, so that was I was like, I kind of anticipated it would cost about that much, because there are magazines that do, like the Flow journal, the Flow magazine, sorry, they do cost about £10, $9.99. And I literally, as I got to the till, quickly flicked through it, and I was like, I saw some of the questions, only a handful, and I thought, yeah, I've got to get this. And then I thought, I've got to share it with you as well. I mean, some of you may have seen this already, or those of you in the UK anyway. And I thought those of you who haven't and who are deciding whether or not they should get it, I thought this video might help. So, without further ado, let me show you what I really like about it. Well, first of all, the feel. It's very tactile and it's chunky as well. I really like it. And it's soft, like it's flexible. And the size, I can put this in my bag if I want to. I probably will actually, but the main thing I'll be doing with this is to keep it by my bed. Then when I opened it, just look how beautiful it is. I haven't read all these yet, but I'm just going to sit down when I get time in the evening and read through some of these. But I love how it says to take control, it's called Take Back Your Life, and it's an interactive journal to guide you on a path to taking control of your life and being more mindful. Each simple task or statement is designed to inspire your thinking and encourage you to write honestly. The exercise is perfect for those new to journaling, as well as those who just want a more guided journey to mindfulness. This is an excellent guide, I feel, or aid rather, in your normal journaling, your everyday journaling, or if you're new to journaling, this is an aid. This is something that can be a journal prompt for you, so you can take this and then go outside of this and then write in a separate journal. And then I think it's by, let's have a look, should tell us on here. So it's by Future Publishing, Future PLC. To be honest with you, there's not really a lot of information on where this has come from. I know the Future Publishers, so it's probably best to go, if you can't find this anywhere, to go via their website. I'll see if I can pop a link below for you. But as you can see, the illustrations in here, see if you can see that. It's quite shadowy actually here. Let's move my lighting. Just need to move this lighting back a bit so it's not casting too much of a shadow. So the illustrations in here are absolutely stunning. Honestly, they really are. Let me just flick through. Hang on. And the quotes, I love the quotes. Just going to find, there's plenty of illustrations in here. Look, the quotes are by really well-known people, and particularly people who are very quotable, who you know, whose quotes I really love and work I really love. I love this. Look at that one. What's that say? Money is only a tool. It will take you wherever you wish, but it will not replace you as a driver. This is a really thought-provoking journal. If happiness is the goal, and it should be, then adventures, yeah, should be top priority. Absolutely love that. That's Richard Branson as well. As you can see, the illustrations, actually, the pages with quotes, don't actually take up too much of the, oh, look at that, of the journal. Look at this one. How nice is that? Right, so the questions themselves, I'll show you. Start a mindful journey. You've probably been told that it takes 21 days to form a habit. While there is no magic number of days before an action becomes automatic, you do need to set realistic goals and get started. Start a mindful routine. By planning your routine so you can ensure it actually gets done, start small. I'm a big believer in baby steps. Don't overthink, don't think too far ahead, definitely start small. As soon as it becomes mundane, add something new. Try new breathing techniques, stretch, or stop pressing the snooze button. If you reach the end of a few weeks and it hasn't become a habit, don't be hard on yourself. That's another big thing that I believe in. Try a longer timeline to embed your mindful routine into your life. Routine, you know what? That's just come to me. In the other video I did, I was trying to explain a word, and I think it's new routine, routines. That was the word I was trying to think of. Changing parts of your life is a process, one that you need to keep working on. Okay, so here's a question. Start a mindful routine. Write down 3 mindful activities that will fit into your everyday. Do them. I can think of some that I would like to start, so this is a good one for me. Be present and perfect. What does it mean to you? By the way, you don't have to do this in chronological order. You can just sort of like dip in and out different pages. What does it mean to you to be present? Why is it important? And I love as well, they give a paragraph explaining, giving you some context, you know. Why, how, what, who, where. Questioning the world and your life keeps your mind active. Mindfulness practice reminds us that we should be active in our lives, being present all the time, not blindly accepting whatever happens to us. Constantly wondering what if can mean our minds are noisy, but by exploring these what ifs, we can move towards great emotional intelligence. Practice being curious. Write a list of questions that you desperately need answers to, then work towards finding them. Oh, love that. Spend 7 days writing down your first thoughts in the morning. This is a good one. So this is a week long one, which is really, really good. And you can use tabs as well to keep track of where you are. So I got these for £1 in the range. You can pick up tabs very similar, or even use washi tape to use as tabs, or even actual tabs. You know, you can use a tab punch to make actual tabs in here if you really want to do that. Oh, listen to nature. I love this. Find a quiet spot in nature. Sit down and close your eyes for 5 minutes. What did you hear? How did you feel? Love, love, love that. Write down 10 activities that don't involve technology. How can you plan them into your schedule? I mean, they're really well thought out to me. I feel that there's so much in here. I'm literally only on the first few pages, and I know that I'll do every one of those. List 5 smells you love and how they make you feel. Brilliant. Write down 30 things that make you smile. Right, okay, so this actually, I need to say, this is probably going to make a lot of people gasp and go, oh my goodness, really? You know, I'm not a great fan of gratitude journaling. I am a fan of gratitude. I'm extremely grateful, really grateful for so many things in my life. But I think the fact that I walk around being so grateful for so many things, like deeply grateful. So like there'll be certain things in my life where I think I'm so blessed to have that in my life, or I'm so blessed to have these people in my life. I do that a lot in my head. So to journal it feels forced, and that's why I'm not really a fan of gratitude journaling, to be honest with you. And I find it very forced and very rigid, and it takes the gratitude out of gratitude for me. So I don't gratitude journal as such. Maybe there'd be one thing where I'm really am grateful for, and I feel that I need to journal about it, and give thanks for it. But I am always every day walking around for certain little things, and it can be the same thing every day. I always think how grateful I am for that. So yeah, I'm not a fan of journaling gratitude, if that makes sense. So I like the fact that this says write 30 things that make you smile. So I like that. Write down 5 songs that make you feel mindful. There's actually a new playlist I've put together of songs that do really make me feel mindful, but they inspire me as well. And they're not necessarily songs with lyrics. A lot of them are like ambient music. Dream, plan, do. Write a list of your current hobbies and then write down 5 new things you'd like to take up. Love that. Lose yourself in a book. List your 5 favourite books and why you love them. Yep, love that. Write a list of your favourite places and list where you want to visit next. Oh, yes, definitely. These really get you thinking. I mean, already, can you see, like, they're quite varied. Breaking rules, yes. Consequences teach us to make wise decisions, recognising cause and effect. We use consequences to teach children and pets. It is a foundation of education. But what would you do if you could live a day, without consequences? While this question may raise dangerous and selfish fantasy answers, thank you. I love this already. I just love this so much. I mean, a lot of these books avoid this type of thing, but this is like gone right in there. While this question may raise dangerous and selfish fantasy answers, anyone else want to ride a motorbike, then paint their house pink? Instead, try to think of the things you aren't doing in your life. So let's just go back to this. While this question may raise dangerous and selfish fantasy answers, I think we need to think about these things. I mean, we need to step into the. I mean, I know what they mean by selfish, but I think we really do need to step into that realm where we're. So it says, hang on, sorry, my thoughts going way ahead. This is really, really engaging me. Instead, try to think of the things you aren't doing in your life. Listen to that inner voice while planning a day free of consequences, and don't overthink it. Once that is done, take a look at your list. What is the list telling you? Your fantasy day may start with an elaborate feast. Are you restricting yourself nutritionally? As with all mindfulness practice, acknowledge the surface but dig a bit deeper. What would you do if you could live a day without consequences? Okay, so I think we really do need to jump head first into the fantasy answers and maybe be a little bit selfish with them. I was talking to someone the other day actually about this, about how when we're discovering our true selves, pursuing the blog post that I wrote recently got so much feedback, and I'll link to that blog post below. And when I was writing it, I actually said to someone that in it, when I was writing about my true self, automatically I felt like I should include my children in there. But as much as I adore and love my children so much and feel so blessed to have them, they are not me, if that makes sense. So it's like when I was writing about my true self, my passions and all those sort of things, my children will one day leave home and I'll be left with just me and my husband. So it'll be like they'll go off and they'll live their life. So there's this part of me that feels selfish for not including them, but then I knew that I couldn't, because I knew that this was about, it's not selfish to think about you as a person. So sometimes it's what we think is selfish isn't selfish at all. It's just we've been conditioned to feel like that. No, thank you. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Make a list of everything you'd like to say no to and why. That's a really important one. Goodness me, we've literally, again, look, so many thought-provoking. That's what I want. That's the word. They're the words that we need to use, I think. Thought-provoking. I'm going to have to speed up, otherwise this is going to be a long video. Head full of fears, there's no space for dreams. Oh, sorry, this is all brilliant. Power of yes. Make a list of everything you'd like to say yes to and why. What was your ultimate childhood dream and why? What happened to that dream and why? Brilliant. That's a really good journal prompt, actually, if you keep on going back to that one, sort of like a touchstone, you know, to keep making sure that you're in touch with your child within, you know. I wonder if they're actually, those quotes separate. I don't think they separate them. What grand adventure do you wish you could go on? What does success mean to you? Never stop learning. That's a good one. Name a topic that you need to learn about in order to improve your life. Why do you need it? Now make a plan to learn it. Start doing. Write a list of 30 challenges that you'd like to complete this year. Select top 3 to do, and once you have completed them, select 3 more, and so on. That's cool. That's a really clever way of doing it, actually. Again, really well thought out. Okay, some of these are actually to do with money as well. Understand what you spend your money on. Write down everything you spend on. Are you happy with your spending? Should it change? Some of these can feel quite condemning when it's around money. I think that we really are hard on ourselves when it comes to money and planning our budget and all that sort of thing. But actually, some of these questions that I've looked at in here are really helpful. Make a financial list of things you want. Buy a house, pay off debt. It's quite liberating from being hard on yourself. You know, these questions kind of liberate you a little bit. Write down your last 3 impulse buys. How do you feel about them now? That's a good mindful question, actually. Write down 3 financial promises you're going to make to yourself. Generosity. Life without limits. What would you do if money were no object? Like this. Write down 10 useful things that you have learned through experience. Write down 5 things that would make your life easier right now. Why? I love, again, you know, you can read through, they give you some context here. Write 5 things that you'd like to do more often. Now make a plan to do them. List of all the things you should do that you don't want to do. Constant distractions. Look, how beautiful is the artwork in here as well. Live your dreams. 5 short-term life goals. Oh yeah, I put little markers in here as well. Write down 5 long-term life goals. I ended up actually put these page markers in because I wanted to, can you see, I'm hoping I'm not cutting the bottom of this off, because there were pages I thought, oh yeah, they're really good, but as I flicked through I thought, no, every page is really good. So I'm just going to take those page markers out. Be your own cheerleader, love that. Organise yourself, revamp your day, treat yourself, making the most of your moments. Think about time, write about how grateful you are for it and how you could use it better. That's a good way around the grateful thing, actually. That's a different approach. I like that one. Empty your mind. Spend 7 days writing a grateful journal entry before bed. Evaluate on day 8, then consider continuing this habit every day. Yeah, I don't really like the gratitude thing. It's not that I'm ungrateful, it's, you know, it's the whole journaling it. Write a letter to someone that believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself. That's brilliant. I love that. Pride. What are you most proud of? What do you see as your biggest accomplishment? Definitely my children. My children and pursuing my dreams, becoming myself, definitely, you know, learning not to be afraid of being myself, definitely. Turning cannots into cans. What is your biggest weakness? How can you make it a strength? Let your talent shine. Write down 5 of your skills that you'd like to share. Teach someone else. Who would you teach? Write a letter to yourself with career hopes, dreams and goals, and reflect on your career so far. Good thing to do. I don't know if they've put that here, but if you write that down at the beginning of the year or any time in the year, pop it in an envelope and then open it up at the end of the year and see how far you've come. Learn to balance a dream and a job until your dream becomes your job. So this is all about your dreams, achieving your dreams, where you're going. Make a list of things that inspire you. How do they make you feel? Describe a book that you wish someone would write. Oh, I love that. I really love that. In fact, if anyone does get this and fill this in, I'd love to know what your answer is. I'd love to write a book. Reflect on the people in your life that make you feel loved. Write down what makes you grateful for them. I love that. Be the energy you want to attract. I've actually got a card on my wall that says, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. Be kinder to yourself and then let your kindness flood the world. Be kind. What does kindness mean to you? finding fulfillment. What would make you feel spiritually fulfilled? This is really good. I know I've said it so many times, but I feel really passionate about this book. It's ridiculous. It's well worth the $9.99, definitely. Well, especially if you use it. When did you feel truly independent for the first time? What does independence mean to you? Yeah, I won't go into that right now. How I truly got independence. It's in my blog post, which I'm linking below. So if you click on that, you'll see when I had to become independent. Stick your favourite photo of yourself here. Why do you like it? What were you doing? That's a really good one. And then there's oh look, they've put a quote here. What I like about photographs is that they capture a moment that's gone forever, impossible to reproduce. Really well thought out, this. It really is. Story of you. Actually, write about your script in the Dream Create Journal group. Find your why. Yep, wrote about that as well. He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. That's good. What does love mean to you? Love yourself. That's really, really good. Be you. No one else can. That's my blog post. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Amen. Definitely. Wake up different. Flip the script. Identify and write down any negative feelings that you have about yourself and choose some new positive beliefs. I like that. That's why I put tag in that one. Outside perception. How do you think others view you? Are you happy with that? Is there anything you'd change? Remember, I'm reading that out of context. You obviously have to read all of this. What do you wish others knew about you? The real difficulty is to overcome how you think about yourself. Definitely. Just look how beautiful that is as well. Celebrate success. Connections. Oh, do you believe in soulmates? Write down a description of yours. I know someone, hopefully she's watching this, who will appreciate that one. We are all stars waiting for someone who can handle our supernova. I think we're going to take a photo of that and send that to my friend. She'd love that. Write down steps that you can take every day to bring you closer to love. So you can see there's a theme. The themes, like, is sort of separated into themes. Use your anger. That's good. Green-eyed monster. Open up. Is there something that you are reluctant to tell someone? Write a letter to organise your thoughts. Bouncing back from disappointment. Waste less time on worry. Facing your fears is a good one. Inner strength. Coming clean. Biggest lie ever told was. Power of words. Adjusting to pain. Self-care. Stop being held back. Yes, love that. Reconnecting. Make a list of 10 people that you've lost touch with. Why have you lost touch? Contact them if you feel it is healthy. I love that they've added that at the end. The feel good factor. Who made you feel good this week? What did they do? I like that. That's a twist on the old gratitude. Think about the last time you laughed really hard. Write about it. Oh, loads, honestly. What do you think could propel you to be your best possible self? Find your inspiration. List 5 people you admire and explain why. Celebrate your victories. You never told to chase a dream. Oh, so beautiful, isn't it? What are you looking forward to most right now? Show your appreciation. Declutter your life. An attitude of gratitude. I'm so glad they haven't. I'm grateful that they didn't put loads of that in here. Share the love. How could you make your loved ones live lives better? Be the change. And I like this, legacy. If today were your last day on earth, what would you write down? And that is that. Really lovely book. Can you imagine it getting all full of all your thoughts and journaling? Oh, I love it so much. And I just love the thickness, the size, and how well thought out this is. So whoever actually compiled this, well done. Give yourselves a pat on the back, because you've really, so let's have a look. Rebecca, Louis Gray, Victoria Williams, Rebecca Craig, is it Craig? Zara Gasper? Anyway, well thought out, love it so much. I would say it's definitely worth the $9.99. It's in shot, yeah, definitely worth the $9.99. The place I got it from was WH Smith's. Again, I will pop below the website, a link anyway. I'll find a link. if you can't find it in any stores. But I think it's pretty new. I haven't seen it before, but definitely 10 out of 10 for me, and I can't wait to start using it. So thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, just pop them below and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Take care.